Welcome back,
boy.
Panther fans. I'm David Brown, along with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
You know, I'm
Well-
I'm usually doing that. I just usually cut it out by the time we start the sound.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of dancing along, and
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
it's a
I
catchy little
unmuted.
tune.
Yeah, I unmuted just to see. It
Yeah,
let me.
I have an option to unmute everybody, but it doesn't work apparently, even though it says it can. So anyhow, welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Georgia State this week. I'm in a different background, as you can tell for those that are watching. I'm in Memphis. I'm in a barbecue competition, so my week is going better than y'all's week. How you guys doing?
I'm great, man. I'm interested in your barbecue competition. What are you guys cooking up? I know there's a lot of different contests you can enter.
Yeah, our main category, our bread and butter is going to be our pork shoulder, which we'll be doing 4 of. Well, 5 really, but we'll be doing that, and then I'm doing some beef tenderloin. We got some a chicken entry. We got turkey. We're doing
Chicken's not barbecue.
If you barbecue it, it is.
No.
That's why I said it's our chicken entry.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing hot wings, and we got something else. I'm not
I
sure.
like
We're
that.
cooking
Hot wings.
Yeah.
Get some of those.
That's just
hot
chicken.
wings on the
Tim.
grill.
Tim, that's just chicken.
So technically it's
Wings
poultry. Technically, the entry is poultry. You could turn in duck if you wanted to. You could turn in ostrich if you wanted
y'all
to.
should do some fancy shit.
Yeah, that's more reserved for the exotic category.
What? Not the poultry. You can't do poultry for the poultry.
You can.
What's in the exotic category? What happens? Is that like chitlins and stuff?
Exotic category is anything other than cow, pig, or chicken.
What kind of stuff comes through though? Just curious.
Mostly, I mean, being in Memphis, it's mostly a lot of deer.
Deer,
But
venison. Yeah, right on.
There will be snake. There will be mountain lion. There'll be elk.
Alligator.
What?
Gator. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that comes through. You got to have, if you're going to be a judge for the exotic category, you can't be a very picky eater.
Do you go through there? Do you find stuff to eat?
Well, I'm not a judge. I'm a competitor, so I can't.
You don't get to taste. It's not like a chili cook-off or anything.
Well, I mean, if people next to me want to let me try some of this or that, which we do, but the exotic category is not very popular. Or not just popular. It's not very dominant. So there's not a lot of that kind of stuff going on.
Right on.
Yeah, so let's talk about a little bit of Georgia State. It was shaping up to be a very, very bad week for the Panthers overall. When I started putting my notes together today, we were 0-3 in sports since we last talked, including a cancellation in baseball. Baseball did not play at Belmont. Played an entire series at Belmont. Was canceled for COVID, which I didn't know. Is COVID still a thing? I thought we were.
We're all vaccinated, man. Herd immunity. We're done.
Everyone's done with COVID, right? We're done, right?
COVID still has the power to cancel, I guess. I don't know.
Apparently, just northeast from me here, Nashville still has some COVID issues because we couldn't play the game. I don't know. I don't know if it was us or them. I've got no idea.
So, I mean, in general, though, like only 3 games for the whole week is real light as far as this podcast has gone, I think, right?
Well, yeah, it is. But we're coming toward that end of the athletic calendar. So, I mean, at the end of June, I think baseball and track and field tournaments will round out the end of the season, which are coming up pretty soon. But
and regardless, we should still win more than 0.
We should be winning more than 0 games every single week. Mm-hmm. The good news is, it's kind of a bad news, good news scenario. The women's softball team opposed to the men's softball.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, the women's softball team pulled out a W today at 2 p.m.
It's that Memphis Wi-Fi.
I think my Memphis Wi-Fi went to crap. Yeah, so the softball team got swept by Georgia Southern at home here, but the Sun Belt Championships tournament started this today, and Georgia State beat Georgia Southern in the tournament to advance to the double elimination tournament. So
what are we, like 1-4 or 1-5? Is that what that means?
In what? 1-5 in what?
The week you said we were 0-3.
Oh yeah,
yes,
no, we're not.
yes.
Now we're 1-3. We're 1-3.
Right. Oh
We're
yeah.
1-3.
Right. The losses don't go up when you win.
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly. So, but no. So obviously, it sucks to lose 3 games at home to Southern, but it sure does feel good to beat them in a tournament game. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take postseason wins over regular season wins all the time.
Well,
I mean,
and who cares as long
in
as
any
we're beating
sport.
Southern?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We have the men's team had their Belmont series canceled over the weekend. Women's track and field have the Sun Belt Championship tournament starting Thursday down in Mobile, and that's it for games that are going on right now.
Was baseball canceled today?
But yeah, they're playing at Mercer. They're hosting Mercer. They're playing Mercer right now, I think. I didn't have a chance to check it out. I don't know what's going on with that game, but yeah. So that's it for games that are going on. What else you guys want to talk about?
I won't
I don't
talk
have
about the
anything. We
score.
done? Are we done? We should just turn this off, right?
We might not be winning.
Thanks everybody for listening. Please consider joining our Patreon, and we'll no. There's a couple of actually. Ryan, you brought up something that was pretty cool that I really want to get deep into, talking about Governor Kemp signing the name, image, and likeness bill into law, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But real quick before we get into that, we talked about before that the former basketball players are looking and getting back into that the basketball tournament, which is played this summer, June, July, something like that. And I've gotten some early looks at a potential roster that could be happening, and I can't say anything because I don't want to scare these guys off. But man, this could be a fun team to watch if it happens.
It's all past team. It's all past players, right? No current players are allowed on there, but it's just sort of whoever's willing to jump on board.
It doesn't have to be a former player. It can literally be anybody. They're just playing as a Georgia State Panther family team. But the players that we that I've seen, we got some named players. We got some big guys who have recently played in Georgia State. It could be pretty exciting, but it's going to require some fundraising and some stuff like that. I'm trying to get a couple of guys to come on the show to kind of talk about it and promote it. But that'll be a fun little thing if we can make that happen.
Yeah, I hope they can make it in this year. Last year, I think our team kind of structure-wise, we didn't get enough players to play. And then hopefully this year, now that they understand what's required, fundraising-wise and number of players, hopefully they can get into the tournament. It'd be fun to watch them compete for that $1 million.
Right, and I hear there's some corporate sponsors. They're in the talks with the guys right now, so we can hopefully get that team to get to make it happen. But yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, we should definitely, if there's some fundraising involved, we should do a GoFundMe.
I don't think you can do a GoFundMe for a private thing. It's got to be for a public nonprofit, I think.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. GoFundMe's all the time go to like fun video games and shit.
Well, I've already paid for a GoFundMe this year, so I'm done with my GoFundMe.
No, we're doing another one right now for the PBT.
Double up.
Double it up.
For the boys, David. You gotta do it.
So yeah, we'll talk more about that when we get some more information about it. But look forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it'd be so cool to have a Georgia State just team in some kind of like postseason tournament. Postseason, it's like I don't know what would you call it? What is it called? It's like an amateur league tournament.
I don't know. It's like an extra something. To me, it's like a celebrity golf tournament or something, but it's just basketball, which is it's cool. It's fine. I'm down.
And they do that weird end of the game thing. Like they don't do an extra quarter, an extra period of game. They have some like kind of rule where once it gets to 2 minutes left in the fourth period, they just say they establish a score. So let's say the teams are like at 70 and 60 points at the 2 minutes to go at the end of the game. They say, all right, first team to 80 wins.
Oh, cool.
I kind of like it. Yeah.
It's kind of.
I thought you were going to say they do like a slam dunk contest or something,
Yeah, like their shootout.
Yeah, it'd be
like their PKs.
So I think one of the worst things about watching basketball is all that unnecessary fouling in those last 2 minutes minutes of the game. And this is an attempt to get rid of that fouling, because that is the most unsportsmanlike thing you can possibly do, is to intentionally foul somebody.
Is there and like you said in a previous episode, like if the intention of creating the foul in the first place is to make it safer to play, then like what are you doing incentivizing making this game dangerous? But
right.
So what do you know if there's any rules structured around like what the agreed upon score would be? Is it a percentage north of the higher scoring person, or is it
Tim, you may know more about this than I do, but from what I've read, it's just the refs get together and decide upon what the score is going to be.
Well, that's weird.
That sounds very soccer-ish, like the clock where you don't really know where the clock is.
Yeah. That guy was rolling on the ground, faking it for about 3.5 minutes. So we'll tack on 8 minutes to the game,
and we won't tell anybody. We'll just blow the whistle when it's over.
Exactly.
We're gonna play for 2 extra minutes and maybe a couple extra seconds, and if someone has the ball, we might let them go too. Like that's totally soccer how it works.
But I would rather have more of an objective like way of figuring out how far you're gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I mean, I agree. I do like that they're trying to make an attempt to kind of change up the game a little bit. So I think that's kind of fun. Yeah. I think it'd be good.
Cool. Yeah, it is good. And maybe if it actually does pan out where it causes a little bit of better basketball, maybe NCAA picks it up.
No way that happens, but I love your mindset.
ESPN will. Yeah, ESPN will.
Yeah, on the Ocho, sure.
Oh, that's right. Maybe ESPN picks it up.
I'm just hoping that we get a little bit of Georgia State sports to talk about, even if it's not actual Georgia State University sports.
We'll talk about it.
If anyone's interested in following the Twitter account, it's PantherFamTBT.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Back old school, that Panther family.
Panther fam.
Hey, David, you can help them out with logos and how to not get contacted for, any infringement.
I'll refer them to my legal counsel for that. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about, I guess, the biggest news in Georgia sports this week has been Kemp signed this name, image, and likeness bill. Ryan, you brought that up to talk about. So I'm just happy that you actually put effort into the podcast this week. So thank you for that.
Well, I follow politics pretty closely, and so I follow a lot of stuff coming up on that. I mean, and basically my whole response was, how dare this governor think that he has a right to tell these kids whether they can use their name, image, or likeness? Like, what kind of world do we live in that he gets to tell this 18-year-old that he can't sell his name,
he's got important things to do, Ryan. This is top of the list.
If it pleases the crown, may I use my skills to gain money?
Well, I will say, though, it seemed like what Kemp did was twofold. One was he was just kind of stroking his ego as a Georgia fan. Because I think Kemp is actually from Athens, right? He grew up in Athens. He made a lot of comments about, UGA and everything. I think the other part of it was, with all this stuff going on across all the states. I mean, it's not like Georgia's leading the pack here or anything. He's he's kind of placating the fans and his constituents and saying, hey, he's not being forward on this whole concept whatsoever at all. He's just another state falling in line with what other states are already doing.
Well, and the NCAA has already said they're going to do some blanket rules as soon as July, I think. And so, look out for the NCAA to start approving this kind of stuff, in the next month and a half or two. What really pissed me off, though, and I'm totally for this legislation, so don't get me wrong, I just really hate politicians.
Well, I know that you're always for more laws. You like it when
laws. Double laws, even.
Yeah, no, but when he signed it at UGA and talked about it in terms of UGA just nonstop, and it was like, come on, dude, like this affects every college athlete in your state, and you're talking about UGA football 100%, and it's like that. I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me, even as a UGA fan. I'm a Georgia fan, and it didn't sit right with me.
Yeah, he was talking about that competitive advantage it gave to UGA when it comes to competing for a national championship, and I absolutely agree. Right. Well, they're not. They haven't gotten there yet since 1980. But
Uh,
yeah. So my thing about it was he says this, but then he also talks about how either Congress or the NCAA will be, challenging this or judging on it and making some kind of like uniform ruling across the board. I'm like, oh, so Kemp, hold on. Does this give Georgia a competitive advantage, or are you just wanting someone to make a blanket rule across the entire nation? You can't have both of those, because otherwise you would have made this the best name, image, and likeness law across the board. No, you're just falling in line and you're waiting for the federal government or the NCAA to come across with something. Don't act like you're really doing anything to help anybody at all. You're just falling in step with everybody else. Bama and Arkansas and Texas, California, 12 states already have this law in progress.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything.
It's a good photo op for him, and it's a good positive story for him, and right leading up to an election year, and he milked it for everything it was worth. And
I'm going to ask this question to Tim because I know Ryan's answer, and he won't budge from his position. So Tim, does this, whether or not this is right or wrong, does this help hurt G5 programs, Georgia State programs, or just the P5, the big dog programs? Who benefits the most? Who hurts the most from this, do you think?
I mean, I will go with, obviously, the P5 programs benefit the most. You're going to see probably Ford and some UGA quarterback on a commercial. I don't know, maybe what else does you see Georgia on? Mainly Ford commercial. It's like a nonstop from UGA. For G5s, I mean, it could help. The Trash Down South and Zaxby's, maybe. I don't know.
Probably more like a STD clinic or something. Planned
Rapid testing.
Planned Parenthood could sponsor Georgia Southern's players.
I think the P5 schools, you'll see some national deals or some regional deals. You'll see some like big time money coming their way for sure, for a very limited number of their athletes. They're not going to like give all, everyone who gets a scholarship isn't going to get isn't going to be on, the Ford commercial or whatever, but the starting quarterback for UGA or Bama or whatever might be. And so that, good for them. That's fine. Once you start getting down into G5, I think one of the things that's going to help us the most is our media market. I know we like to, thump our chest over the Atlanta media market a lot, but one person gets picked up in a local whatever in Atlanta, and that's a lot different than a local whatever in Statesboro. Like the actual local dealership, Ford dealership or something, picks up Quad. Whereas, in that dealership in Atlanta has so many more eyeballs. So I think we have a lot of opportunity here because of our media market to get a lot more eyeballs on Georgia State in general.
I think it could kind of hurt as well, like a G5 or just, if a big school wants a player, they can dangle, hey, we got media connections. We can hook you up with Ford and they will sponsor you because you're a star. And like that could pull them away from something.
And they are already doing that. So Georgia Tech's coach literally already tweeted out, like, I'm a marketing guy. I can hook you up with like whatever. Like he literally already tweeted it. He's putting it publicly. Like it's not even, they're not even hiding that.
Yeah. Well, personally, I feel like it comes down to that whole conversation between big fish, small pond, small fish, big pond. Like, what's better, riding the bench at a big program and hoping to get name, image, likeness money there versus being the name, the guy, the quarterback, the running back, the defensive end, the sack leader in a smaller program that's name is on everything.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer, but I feel like there's got to be some kind of common barrier there. And I feel like that's what part of recruiting should be, is like, hey, if you want to go ride the bench at, Georgia for 4 years and start your senior year and have that's great. You can be the face of this program here at Georgia State or here at XYZ smaller program and actually make something out of the whole thing.
Yeah, you can be second or third string at Bama or UGA, or you can come start at Georgia State and make some money.
Yeah,
They're not gonna pay people riding the bench. That's just not gonna happen unless they break out and have a great game and break out and become like a, every now and again you get like an underdog player that becomes a name that the players like love. But
when Lance goes down and James Vanderbeek comes in to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't even think
he'll be a hero.
Out of the 460,000 NCAA student athletes, I don't even think you're going to see 0.1% that see lots of money.
I agree.
Yeah, it's great. I think the star players grab the money, right?
Yep.
Get it. But
I mean, Trevor Lawrence probably would have been rolling in the dough over the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But there's so many student athletes. There's not going to be that.
I feel like there's.
she has the added benefit of being pretty attractive too. She's pretty hot.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yes. I loved her hair.
She's got long, flowy
hair. She's got such pretty hair.
The locks are just golden.
And now she gets to play with Tim Tebow. The two of them are perfect for each other.
Have you seen the meme where they reversed him and someone else? I can't remember who the other person was.
Oh, I did not see. I have not seen anything since I left to get up here. I apparently gas is hard to get. I have no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's a good thing we don't drive very much. I like my car just basically stays parked all week, so I'm like, I'll just ride this out.
There's always Marta, right?
Marta, does Marta use gas? Well, is train powered?
I think it's electricity. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else I got. I wrote some shit down about this whole thing. I think we kind of covered it most of it.
I don't know. I sent you that Forbes article, and I feel like it had some arguments that you might make that I might tell you you're wrong about.
No, yeah, I do want to get to the Forbes article, and I'll link both of these articles we're talking about in the description and everything. So part of the Georgia bill has this provision, this pooling arrangement, and I don't understand this exactly. So schools have the opportunity to enforce this pooling arrangement where players who sell their autographs or whatever they do are required to send a percentage of their money to former players and graduates that played.
Former.
That's what I don't understand. Like, if you wanted to say they got to split it out across all student athletes across the program, not that I'm saying that I agree with it. I get where you're coming from, but this is former.
Yeah, I mean, if it was current players, it's basically a tip out to the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like in the service industry, like you get a tip and you tip out. It's fine. Like they make you better, right? So
apparently,
losing David again to that Memphis Wi-Fi.
To enacting the pooling thing.
We lost you, David.
Are we back yet?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, the funny thing is I never lost you guys this time, but yeah. So some AD for Georgia said they have no interest in enforcing that provision at this time, but they'll be paying attention to it and seeing how it applies or anything. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I think I don't like that at all.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, leave it to the government to come in and like throw a curveball that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like let them, but don't make the provision to do it. Just like don't say anything about it. Like if some school wants to do that, then like let them do that. It don't have to make a provision for it. Don't add to the law. Doesn't make any sense.
I feel like I thought you would be just anti that provision altogether.
Why?
Like it shouldn't be there
because it's taking money away from people and giving it to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, no, but at that point, if you go to UGA and UGA is doing that, and some other school's not doing that, you made and you got a scholarship to both of them. Like you made a choice. It's all good.
You have an option. You have an option for that.
Yeah.
You decide what school you want to go to.
You went to UGA.
Based on what they're doing now.
Yeah, you went to UGA with the full knowledge that they were going to take a cut.
Yeah, and then you get. And then you're like Eli Manning's kid, not Eli Manning. Screw that guy. You're Peyton Manning's kid, I think, which he only has daughters. Either way, you're some superstar athlete they bring in there, and then they enact the restrict. Oh nope! Now we're going to enact this provision, and all the autographs you sign go to everybody else.
Yeah, that's not okay. That would not be okay.
I'm not okay with that. No,
not okay. Not okay. Yeah, so the Forbes article that you sent, Ryan, that was interesting. This person either really, really hates UGA or really, really hates Georgia or really, really hates Brian Kemp. I'm not sure which one it is, but that person was not a fan of this happening the way that Brian Kemp made it happen.
No, and Forbes isn't really known for its sports coverage in general anyway. They're more of an economics type
It is Terrence
publication.
Moore, though.
What's that?
It is Terrence Moore in the article, I noticed.
Terrence Moore?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's a little bit better than Terrence Less.
No, isn't he the AJC guy? Or is he... What's his background?
I don't know.
Does AJC still have people working for them?
He's the WSB guy, Terrence Moore.
And why would AJC ever write anything negative about UGA? Because it's literally their school paper.
Well, that's the thing. So the AJC writer had to leave the AJC to say anything negative about UGA. Yeah, I'd never heard his name before, but maybe Tim, did you look it up? Is he?
He's WSB TV. He worked for the AJC.
So he's the local guy. All right.
Sports columnist.
Well, isn't WSB like the radio channel for UGA? This guy's actually writing against UGA at this point.
He's on TV, WSB TV.
But
25 years at AJC.
It's the same thing.
He's a guy. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, is he was sort of crying about it. He was saying that anyone who supports this is actually selfish because you're going to ruin the game, as if that's not the selfish thing in general, is saying that, like, all these kids have to work for, a scholarship and nothing else. And that because the purity of the game for me, that's not the selfish position. The selfish position is let these kids get paid even if it ruins the game. What?
Well, the line that he said that I really took notice to was this abolishes the P5 conferences and establishes the P5 teams.
P5 class.
And I disagree. I really, really do feel like there is an opportunity for the smaller programs to get players to cash in.
Yep.
On high caliber players. Like if Georgia State could get like a top recruit at a really premium position of a skill position of a quarterback or a running back or a receiver, kicker. I feel like that's a chance to like make some noise on promoting the whole program. I think it could benefit the smaller programs tremendously. Like I don't care who the starting quarterback is of Ohio State. He will sell a crap ton of autographs. Always going to happen. Doesn't matter who you are. But you get somebody that is going to ride the bench behind him to start at a G5 program, they're going to sell a lot more at a G5 program than they would be riding the bench somewhere else.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge opportunity. So when you talk about this, I think he said the rich get richer or the rich get more ridiculous is what he said in the article. And I'm like, you're just being, I hate the term, but you're being a hater. You're just hating on the concept of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that would be like a good opinion of Terrence Moore that a lot of people have, just overall.
That he's a hater?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should get Terrence Moore on here to defend his position.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
All right, Terrence Moore, if you're willing to get drunk and talk to us about why Georgia State does not benefit from name, image, and likeness rights, the challenge is out there.
I also sort of think that even if it does, like, well, one of the things, David, to your point, is it actually does not do any kind of delineating between P5 and G5 or anything like that. There's no rule there. It says, P5s get some special treatment and G5s get, shafted or whatever, and so it allows for some innovation for the G5 programs. Also, I just don't think it's going to be as bad as he lays out, but even if it is 100% as bad as he lays out, that the 5 best teams in the nation just go way above and beyond, cool. Like, seriously, I'm not that worried about it. Those 5 teams will be interesting to watch, and then everybody else will also be interesting to watch in their own world, like without those 5 teams.
I want to look at a game and like actually watch a player that I'm watching at a college football game be in his own commercial advertising. It's like Sports Sandal or something like that, I think that fantastic.
like during the game type of thing.
During the game, like, yeah, he's like, do you like my new sports sandal? It's got arch support.
I'm wearing them in my cleats right now. What?
Exactly.
Like a Facebook Live ad for his sports sandals during the game on the sidelines. So, who do you think is going to sponsor us? Like, what's our top sponsor for one of our athletes?
For our
Hank
athlete?
Aaron, whatever he
Bullpen.
sells. He sells cars, right?
I don't think that Hank
Sold.
Aaron's
Sold.
his dealerships are going to give us any money whatsoever at all. I mean, Georgia State's going to get like locals, like small stuff, like small mom and pop shop. Like, our fan base is not that big, but it's pretty strong. I mean, I don't know. We can sponsor them.
Sure.
What do you think,
No
Tim?
funding
You
for that.
asked the question. If you ask the question, you have to have an answer. What's your answer to that, Tim?
Georgia's own credit union.
Ooh, yeah, Center Park for
Oh,
sure.
wait, wrong one. Sorry. Center Park Credit Union.
As we need, yeah. So we get a running back sponsored by Georgia Zone, and he, like, as soon as he makes a touchdown, he's like, "Give me my deposit slip. I'm depositing 6 points into the game."
All the players run out when we like drop the deposit slips from the rafters.
He
All-
pulls out his ATM. He starts putting in his code. Doot, 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 deposit. That's horrible. That's so stupid.
Pretty dumb.
That Forbes guy, though, he was hating on, I don't know if it was hating on Kemp, if he was hating on UGA, or he was hating on the concept of name, image, and likeness, but he was just a hater. He was just not.
Well, and then he said Georgia Tech is in the ACC, which is much more known as a basketball conference, and I'm like, I don't think that's necessarily true. Like, I feel like they are upper middle tier football and basketball. Period.
The ACC is most definitely known as a basketball conference.
Yeah.
What do you mean Clemson's there?
Yeah, yes, but you also have Duke and UNC. Like, it's
UNC also does football quite well.
They've
always been okay at it. They've never been bad at it. I mean, of course they have their down years.
2 years ago, they lost to App State 2 years ago. They're not.
Everyone
that
has
good.
their down years. UNC is not a football school. I mean, of course they're a basketball school, but they're not a football school.
They are not a football school.
I would say the ACC has made big strides in the last decade or two to shed we're a basketball.
The reason why, sorry, Tim, the reason why we scheduled UNC for home and home is because they're not a football school. That was a legit shot to win a game in Chapel Hill and a win in Atlanta.
I disagree. I think they've had some down years for sure, but UNC has had up years, and it's not just in the last year.
Yes, UNC has had some down years, like all of them up until last year.
That's what I'm saying. You just agreed with me.
They just got. No, I'm saying they just got good. They just got good at basketball.
They've been okay though. They haven't been like world beaters. They're no Bama or whatever, but like. They've been okay.
I want to echo the point that Alexis is making. Ryan, come on. There's no come
on. It's all ...
No, I know. I stopped at the ... Ryan, now it's me. Come on.
Oh
UNC is not a football school. Never has been. Never will be. UNC is a basketball school.
As much as it pains me to say, Georgia Tech has more national championships than Georgia.
Why would it pain you? Who cares about those schools?
Well, because I'm a Georgia fan. I already said that.
Well, we already knew that as well.
I mean, I already said it, so it pains me to say, but like Georgia Tech has a more storied football program as far as national championships go.
Only
and you're sitting here saying that they're not a football school. I mean, they're definitely not a football school.
Georgia Tech is neither a football school or a basketball school.
Oh
they're just an
institute.
They are an institute in Atlanta. They're an Atlanta institution. Actually, that'd be That's a great shirt for Tech to sell. Atlanta institution.
Oh my God.
So I will say, taking North Carolina in consideration, they have since 2001, they've had 11 winning seasons.
Since 2001, they've had 11 winning seasons. I need more math. So they're 50-50 then, right?
That's so in 20 years they've had 11
That is
winning
like
seasons.
That's like 2 winning seasons better than Georgia State. Do we consider ourselves a football school?
That's not true. That's not true.
I love your logic. Keep drinking.
Cheers, sir.
So is Georgia State a football school or a basketball school?
Basketball school.
I don't think you have to pick.
Actually, we were a softball
institution
school and a men's tennis school and a women's tennis school
golf.
and men's did I say men's golf was good? I forget.
So what did Terrence say about Georgia State though? Because he didn't mention any other schools in the state, but he mentioned UGA, Georgia Tech, and Georgia State. And he said Georgia Tech is a basketball school, totally ignoring the fact that this law actually affects basketball players as well. So if they had an all-star basketball player, they could also take advantage of this new rule. But then they said Georgia State, who's like all the way down in the Sun Belt or something. Like he was.
I missed that, but I didn't even see it mentioned Georgia State at all.
The only reason I got that article was because it showed up in my Georgia State my alerts. So Control F for Georgia State.
Yeah, I didn't see it at all. But that's one of the things. So back to Brian Kemp about this whole thing. He signed this bill in the UGA football recruiting lounge inside of whatever that football program that's staying the plan.
It's the. And I'm like, I believe it's the Butt Smear Building.
Yeah. Shame. Well, what a great opportunity it would have been to sign that. I mean, and I'm not saying at Georgia State, but sign it at Georgia State. But even if he would have gone to Mercer or Kennesaw or like Savannah State or something like that, because he is the governor of the entire state, not just Athens, like show why this is good for all college athletes, not just the premier team. Like show why it's good for everyone. I think that makes a lot more sense to everybody.
I'm in full agreement, David, but I'm pretty upset right now that I just made a joke and said butt smear on air, and neither you nor Tim even like laughed or anything. Like it's called the Butt Smear Building. Guys,
yeah, we're also not on air. We're like on wire. Tim, on to you now.
It's live.
Yeah, he should have just signed it in front of the College Football Hall of Fame. That would have been an easy choice. No reason.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That makes
not even very far. Not even very far. Yeah,
it's right down the street, easy. Yeah. The second thing was Terrence Moore said Georgia State is way down the governor's care list regarding both sports as a Sun Belt Conference member. He spelled Sun Belt right, and he gave us, that's something.
Yeah.
That's
basically he said Kemp doesn't give a shit about Georgia State. But they're here too, and then I don't give a shit about any of the other schools because I'm not going to bother mentioning them.
I'm sure,
which is great. I'm fine with that.
Hey, I missed where we got mentioned, but I'll take it, man. Like, all right, cool. We got included in there, so
yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah,
number 3. I'm fine with it.
We're number 3. We're number 3.
Well, we are the largest university in the state.
We're number 1. So... We're number 1.
Watch yourself, David.
I don't know. Watch myself.
I think we're like the 5th largest state in the nation. We are number 5.
We are not the 5th largest state in the nation.
No, the 5th largest school in the nation. I believe
there's no way we're like the 6th or 7th.
We're in. Okay, David.
Such a huge difference there.
There's like
we're not
people
like the 5th. We're like the 6th. David.
Hey,
Memphis is rubbing off on you.
I've got an entire case of beer to drink here, guys. Come on.
Dude, what time is it there? It's not even 9:39 there. It's 8:39 there.
It is 8:39 here, Central Time, whatever that means.
Our
news comes on earlier.
We're number 6. No, really, we're number 6.
I'm not sure what we're even talking about anymore.
Title of the episode: We're number 316.
Are we ready? Are we ready for last call? I think this is ready because I have a lot of things I want to say right now that end in like curse words. So
In F. Yeah, that's cool. I'm down. 40 minutes seems pretty good for an episode length.
Yeah, a good little short episode and everything.
Yeah.
So hey, we didn't get our free ship code. What do you want to ship free code be this week?
What? What are you even saying?
If I'm trying to figure it out. There we go. Cocktail. It was cocktails last
David.
week. All right. Ryan.
Yep. Last call for sure.
Yeah.
Ryan
we're already
sucks.
on last call.
That is our free ship code this week. If you enter in Ryan sucks, you get free shipping at merch.saveatlanta.com. And if we get some significant number of orders this week, then I will make Ryan sucks a free ship code for weeks. For the entire summer. We can do Ryan sucks.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Well, you know, hey, Tim, if you don't like it, I'm going to change it to Tim Blows. All right, so you better get on board for this whole thing. So, anyhow,
Bye, people. Bye.
Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for watching. We're going to get on last call, which I have no idea where this is going. Talk a little bit more about everything, and yeah, available on our patreon.com/State of Atlanta on Friday. If you're a Patreon member, consider joining. $3 a month, and we get access to our private group chat as well as discounts at our merch store that doesn't involve Ryan sucking anything. And yeah, thanks everybody. Have a great night. We'll talk to you next week.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.